Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lapsed Comic Fan. I am Steve. I I am Steve. I am the real me. I'm a real boy. Um, we're talking Loki season finale. That's awesome to say, and not series finale. There will be a season 2. I guess that's a spoiler. So spoilers, everybody. Spoilers. Fucking spoilers. It's already over. All right, so we're gonna talk about For All Time Always, the season 1 finale of Loki. What did everybody think? I thought it was really cool. I have one major problem with the episode, and I will get right into it. Like I said, spoilers before. Also, like and subscribe. So the biggest problem I have with this is the reveal of person behind the TVA. Not that I have a problem with who it is. It's the problem of people. If you don't read comics or don't know anything, you have no idea who that is, and why should you care? There's absolutely no reason for you to care. You have to take everything that this new character says at face value and believe everything he says for it to have any impact at all. For us that know that it's a variant of Kang the Conqueror, a time traveler that does all sorts of crazy stuff and has done shit throughout like 40, 50 years of storytelling, that's a big deal. We know, oh, this could be crazy. This could open so much stuff. But if you don't know that, you're just like, who the hell's this? And if you don't follow all the stuff, knowing that he's gonna be he's the actor that's playing Kang in the upcoming Ant-Man 3, then it doesn't really mean much to you. I'm sure they're thinking, oh, if you're watching Disney Plus stuff, you pay attention to the MCU. Yes, but it doesn't mean that you pay attention to the outside comic world. Those are two different things. But other than that, I thought it was awesome. For me, personally, I thought it was great. And if you ended up finding out about Kang, and I know people are saying, oh, it's not Kang, it's He Who Remains. It's like, guys, it's a combination of like He Who Remains, a version of Kang, and Immortus. I mean, they do this. They combine a lot of things, but it's supposed to show you that Kang is coming. That's the main point, and we're going to talk about the ramifications of this. I'm not going to get into all the conversations that he talked about and all the stuff. We're just going to talk about the ramifications of the characters that we follow. So Sylvie, we're going to talk about Sylvie, and there's a fly, bastard. We're going to talk about Sylvie. So Sylvie kills Kang, kills He Who Remains, and basically branches the sacred timeline. So this is kind of neat. When you see it physically, this is kind of what it feels like. It feels like there's a world, this all big multiverse outside, and it can't get into this spherical timeline, and then all these other branches and stuff, I don't know, once it goes out, then everything can come in. I don't know if that's right, because it seems like there's multiple dimensions and stuff like that, because there's different versions and variants of these people, so they must all be within this sacred timeline. But that's what it seems like to me, because for that to be happening, it would mean that his variants would have to also be existing inside the timeline. So there's something outside of that sacred timeline. So that's pretty cool that she's the catalyst for this. She made that hot-headed decision, and just she was dead set on what she was doing. And also there was something she said outside Castle Grayskull that interesting. She said, I was pruned before you even existed. I was like, I thought she self-pruned to get to the, like, maybe I heard it wrong or understanding wrong or something, but that was weird. Like, that whole conversation they had up until there was very weird. I don't know. But anyway, so I think her, and then a big thing, her and Loki kiss after their battle of genitalia. I love you. So that was weird. Loki love, what did I tell you? Loki love is going to reign supreme. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is always. So her character had a lot to do with what seems to be proceeding now in where the actual movies are going, and where the phase is going. You know, she's jump started the multiverse, and she got to kiss her man and push him through. And we'll talk about that ending. Next character we're going to was Mobius. Mobius had his confrontation with Renslayer. He got to say everything he needed to say. He got B-15 to show the other guards that they're variants, and that Judge Renslayer was a variant and all that stuff, and it was a really cool scene. And what was neat is, I can't remember the name, but there was an Easter egg. Renslayer was a principal at a school, and the name that they used on there was a pseudonym that Renslayer in the comics, her character used when she was on the run with Kang, or something like that, with Kang's memory. I can't remember. Some crazy story, but that was pretty cool. But she had a very interesting arc. You know, she has her confrontation with Mobius. They have this conversation, you remember, but where do you think she went? I have a theory that she is going to, when He Who Remains had that conversation with Loki and Sylvie, and he was saying, he started talking about the Universal War, but he talked about that person, that one of me's was born in the 31st century. I think that's where she's going, and that's what causes him to do. It's like he made himself create know all the information, you know. So that's where I think that would be so cool if that's where she's going to jumpstart this whole process. And that's why he said I would end up right back here. Maybe that was his fail-safe for if they made the decision of killing him and not running the TVA. That was his fail-safe. So that's a cool little theory, and I thought Renslayer, the ending for her was, left ambiguous because it's a mystery. Where did she go? Where did she go? She went to go find free will. So that's really cool. And Mobius is interesting because we don't know. There seems to be two endings for Mobius, and so we're going to have to talk about Loki and Mobius together. All right, so we're going to talk about our Loki. He had a very, very big arc, in my opinion, because he redeemed his past actions, because he picked, in my opinion, the right decision. He was the most level-headed by saying we need to talk about this. Sylvie was the one being driven by testosterone. Just kidding. But she was the one that was all hot-headed and wanted to just run him through, and stick to the original plan without hearing the new variable, and he made a lot of good points when he was talking to her. We need to just think about this and think about what is the possibilities. Is what he's saying true? And she believes he was lying, but obviously she's hurt. She's been hurt by them her whole life. It's a little bit different than our Loki. Our Loki had self-reflection. While he was in the TVA, he self-reflected and saw all the stuff that he did is bad. She worked her whole life to get to the TVA to fucking rip their hearts out. So it's a little bit different, And I thought Loki had such a great, he was offered all this stuff with him and Sylvie when they first got into Castle Grayskull, and they had the confrontation with Miss Minutes, and she offered them to be on the sacred timeline together and have the Avengers War in New York. He could have won the Infinity Gauntlet. It's yours. All that shit. And so it was tempting for him to not choose that, and for them to make their own decisions now is laughable by Miss Minutes, but it seemed to be, hinging on what's coming next. It seems now everything is non-predictable. It's not predetermined. They don't know the outcome. So it's going to be crazy chaos. So we're going to talk about the ending. Sylvie decides to kill He Who Remains, Kang, Immortus. And she pushes Loki through a tempad door. He had fibbed to them because he had said he knew what was going to happen at all times. He had proven to them, like, that's how I know how to escape and be away from you killing me. But then there was a moment where there was some thunder, and he was like, ooh, we have crossed the threshold. And he did not know what was going to happen from that point on. And he took off his master tempad, as it were. And so she pushed them through a door, and he ends back at the TVA. So they did some really cool trickery. They showed what looked to be our Mobius and B-15 standing there looking at the timeline, and it's just branches everywhere, you know. And they're just like, you know, no, he's like, for all time, always, there's no turning back, you know. And then Loki starts running, and he goes to find Mobius, and it's weird because there's a little Easter egg here. He runs, and there's a guard running, and it was Casey, the fish guy, you know? He was the guard, and not weird Casey that doesn't know about fish. I bet you that Casey knows about fish. So that's a cool Easter egg. But so he finds Mobius and B-15, which was why the trickery was cool, because he was with her. Like, why would he be with her? And they're looking at a tempad, and he's like, does he want it to go that far? You know, like, I guess there's no stop. Forget whatever he says. But I don't think that that's our Mobius in B-15. I think he got pushed into once he died, and the multiverse is now there, and now there's a multiverse of TVAs. There's probably a multiverse of everything. So that's my theory, and I think that's pretty valid. I don't know. Or maybe by killing He Who Remains, it changed a bunch of stuff, and that's that. So that could be that. Those are my two theories, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the season, and I really liked it. I'm glad it's coming back for a season 2. I thought that's amazing. I was very happy. There are so many Easter eggs in this, guys. So I'm going to talk about what I think the repercussions are of this. So I think this is great. I think having Kang there is awesome. And guys, it's Kang. All right. I know they combine characters. I'm sure I said this already, but this is what they do. They combine, I know it's He Who Remains, Immortus, Kang. It's a version of Kang. They just want us to know Kang is coming. Now, it opens up the world to, hey, the X-Men don't exist on this world, but maybe they do somewhere in the multiverse, or the Fantastic Four, or the this, or the that. And now it gives our heroes a reason to team up throughout the multiverse to fight a giant multiversal threat. We thought the war at the end of Endgame was huge. Imagine a multiversal war. Oh, or a secret war, if it were. Universes stacked on top of each other. Incursions. They're laying the groundwork. That would be phenomenal. I would flip out. But I think that's a lot of cool storytelling you could do. You know, I mean, yeah, you could tell a lot of out of continuity stuff, but the thing is, we could have our heroes interact with different things. Kind of like Spider-Man. I know that there's theories out there and stories about there. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield with the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I mean, that's the rumors out there, so, you know, that could be. And that would be cool, and I hope it is, because, man, that would be so sweet. And Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness. There's also this little thing. Think of this. Loki takes place, I'm pretty sure, before WandaVision. And you know, at the end of WandaVision, she's doing that thing, and it seemed to me that she was messing with, I don't know, they were spheres, but she could have been searching the multiverse for the kids. And when that happened, it unleashed the multiverse, the full timeline, and now she could find her kids, whatever timeline that was, that they're in, that they exist in. But I think it's awesome, guys. I really had a lot of fun with this season, and Loki was great. It was a lot of fun, and it opens up so many possibilities for everything. So yeah, that's it. All right, so I got some really cool stuff to show you guys. First, our friends at Corrupted Perlers, he made me another logo to go with the Marvel Comics one. He made me a DC one. It is beautiful. Check that out. That is awesome, guys. Look at how cool that is. I love it. I love it. Thank you, John at Corrupted Perlers. So I got a couple of comics here. I got the next installment. I already pre-ripped these and pre-opened the boxes, guys. But the next installment of the Hickman X-Men after Ten of Swords is the Reign of X. That's what they're calling the volumes. The stories, Dawn of X and stuff like that, that's what they're calling the volume. This is Reign of X Volume 1. So that's cool. So one of the big things that I got, sometimes, for me, like I said, I love collected volumes and omnibuses. I know some people don't care for them. They're not practical. They're hard to read. I have no problem. That's actually how I do Bat Bits. I actually have a bunch of the Batman Golden Age omnibuses leading up to the Silver Age. For me, it's easy because I don't have to go and buy each individual volume that may have like 10 chapters in it if I'm trying to get a whole run. And I would like to have the tie-ins. I want to read the whole thing. And I like Jeff Johns. He's one of my favorite authors. And one of his best stories is Green Lantern. And I wanted it. And I figured the only way to buy it, the correct way, would be to have everything with all the tie-ins and everything. So I did a thing. It's all of it. Volume 1 Omnibus. Volume 2. And Volume 3. It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna review it, and it's gonna be huge, and it's gonna be so much fun to do. But yeah, so there's that. That's awesome. I'm very excited about it. So yeah, Loki was great. Enjoy it. All right, man, that was awesome. Time to review Loki. This should be pretty cool. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lapse Comic Fan. All right, man, that was awesome. Time to review Loki. This should be pretty cool. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lapse Comic Fan. What the hell was that? I have an idea. Even flying solo today. Fuck. I'm talking 3 times. All right, man, that was awesome. Time to review Loki. This should be pretty cool. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Lapse Comic Fan. Hey Bobart, we're doing Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes, Spider Guys.
Do you even know who Spider-Man is?
Of course.
Do you know his song?
Yes.
Sing it, Bobart.
You ready, Billy Beans? That's awesome. Spider Guy, dozen things that Spider Guys do. With that girl with the red hair, making sexes and all the things. Look out, or my wiener is Spider Guy.
That's awesome.